Good day, everyone. This is a short briefing on how we use the Document Tracking System, or DTS, as a chain of custody tool. The main idea is simple. The physical document and the system record must move together. DTS is not just for searching documents later. It is our accountability trail, so each handoff needs a matching log under the correct user, office, and action. In the next few minutes, we will cover the required QR label, owner accountability, receiving, forwarding, filing, release, exceptions, and the daily habits that keep the system reliable. First, accountability starts with the account. The person who owns or originates the document must personally create the DTS record using his or her own login. This is important because the system stores who created the document and who performed later scans. If someone else logs a document for the owner, the record may look convenient today, but becomes confusing during follow-up or audit. The practical rule is, your document, your login, your record. DTS managers and staff can assist with training, but they should not replace the accountable user in the system. These are the operating rules we want everyone to remember. First, the owner uses his or her own account. Second, every physical document that enters DTS needs a readable QR label before it circulates. Third, every movement needs a log, receiving, forwarding, filing, archiving, and releasing. Fourth, the physical tray and the system queue should agree. Fifth, choose the correct office, destination, and personnel. Sixth, if something unusual happens, add notes. Seventh, sensitive or restricted documents must be classified and handled only by authorized people. The shortcut is no QR, no scan, no accountable custody. The registration procedure is the first operational flow. The owner opens a document using his or her own account. The required metadata should be entered carefully: title, document type, originating office, reference number when available, classification, and status. Once the record is created, DTS generates the tracking number and QR code. The QR label must then be printed and attached to the physical document packet or cover. A document should not begin circulation without that label. If a label is missing, damaged, or unreadable, pause and correct it before the paper moves. For receiving, the timing matters. When the physical document arrives, scan the QR code immediately. DTS supports scanner input and camera scanning, with manual search as a fallback when a QR cannot be read. Then choose the actual receiving office or unit. When you confirm the action, the system records a received log with the user, office, timestamp, entry method, and any notes. If several documents are coming into the same office at the same receiving point, rapid scanning is appropriate. But if the destination or handling differs, do not mix them in one batch. Most importantly, do not let paper sit in your custody and then scan later. When a document leaves your custody, the DTS action should happen before or at the same time as the physical handoff. For forwarding, choose the forwarding office, destination office, or unit, optional destination personnel, and notes. For filing or moving, select the correct storage location. For release, enter recipient details or destination information. For archive, use the proper archive workflow and office. The important point is that the system should never say the document is still with you after you have already sent the paper out. Batch forwarding or batch filing is allowed, but only when every document in the batch is going to the same action and destination. The movement timeline is the official chain of custody. When we need to know what happened to a document, this is where we look. A useful log proves three things: when the event happened, who performed it, and where the document went. Notes can explain special circumstances, such as a hold, correction, damaged QR, wrong destination, or release reference. This is why scanning at the time of movement matters. If a handoff is missing from the timeline, DTS cannot defend that custody step later. Exceptions are where good procedure matters most. If the QR code is missing or unreadable, do not keep sending the paper around. Search by tracking number if possible, reprint or correct the label, and then scan. If the wrong account was used, stop and report it instead of continuing to add logs under the wrong user. If the destination is wrong, correct it before the receiving office accepts it when possible. If the document is confidential or restricted, pause until classification and custody are correct. For physical and system mismatches, reconcile the queue and tracking history before handoff. Always use notes to explain what was corrected. To close, DTS stays accurate through daily habits. Before ending the day, check incoming items, outgoing items, pending records, labels, exceptions, and sensitive documents. Make sure the papers physically in your area match what DTS says you have. Make sure outgoing documents have been forwarded or released in the system. Make sure QR labels are attached and readable. Make sure unusual cases have notes. The final message is the same as the first. Use your own account. Keep the QR label with the document. Scan every movement and add accurate notes. If the paper moves, DTS moves.